In the dim glow of a Venetian candle, the ink of treaties dried slowly upon parchment, while in the grand palaces of the Ottoman Empire, the clang of steel and whispers of conquest echoed across the halls. For centuries, two powers, Venice and the Ottomans, stood as titans, locked in an epic dance of diplomacy, trade, and war. Their rivalry would shape the Mediterranean world, leaving an indelible mark on history. But were they truly enemies, or was their relationship far more complicated? A delicate balance of collaboration and conflict, necessity and ambition. Join me as we unravel the tangled threads of diplomacy, commerce, and warfare between Venice and the Ottoman Empire. A story of power, greed, and survival that reverberates even today. This is the captivating saga of Venice and the Ottomans, rivals, allies, and traders of empires. Before we dive into the heart of this tale, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more intriguing explorations from ancient perspectives. To truly understand the complex relationship between Venice and the Ottomans, we must first explore their rise to power. Venice, known as La Serenissima, was born from the swamps and lagoons of the Adriatic Sea, a city built on water, thriving through trade. By the late medieval period, Venice had become a maritime republic, a beacon of wealth, art, and diplomacy. Its fleet controlled the seas, while Venetian merchants navigated the treacherous waters of Mediterranean commerce, dealing in spices, silk, and precious goods from the east. Meanwhile, across the water, a new power was rising, the Ottoman Empire. From its humble origins on the Anatolian plains, the Ottomans rapidly expanded, conquering Byzantine lands and establishing themselves as a formidable force. By the 15th century, under the rule of Sultan Mehmed II, the Ottomans had captured Constantinople, marking the end of Byzantium and cementing their dominance over the eastern Mediterranean. But as the Ottomans spread their empire across land and sea, they collided with Venice, who would become not only a rival but, paradoxically, a partner. Fascinated by this clash of empires? Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps us bring you more stories from history's most dramatic moments. In the 15th and 16th centuries, Venice and the Ottoman Empire found themselves at a crossroads. Though both powers had territorial ambitions, they shared something even more valuable: mutual economic interests. Venice, ever the cunning merchant, saw the rise of the Ottomans not only as a threat but as an opportunity. The Ottomans controlled access to the Silk Road, the rich lands of Egypt, and the spice trade from the Indian Ocean. For Venice to maintain its dominance, it needed Ottoman goods, and for the Ottomans, the Venetians were key to exporting their wealth to the rest of Europe. Thus began a delicate partnership. Through diplomatic agreements known as capitulations, Venice secured special trading rights within Ottoman lands. Venetian merchants operated in Ottoman cities like Istanbul, Aleppo, and Alexandria, where they became essential middlemen in the flow of goods between East and West. But beneath this veneer of cooperation, there was always tension. The lure of power, territory, and control of the seas was irresistible. War was inevitable. The two empires clashed in a series of conflicts known as the Ottoman-Venetian Wars, which stretched over 300 years. From the siege of Venetian outposts in the Aegean to the bloody battles in the Mediterranean, these wars were brutal and costly for both sides. One of the most dramatic confrontations between Venice and the Ottomans came in the form of the Battle of Lepanto in 1571. At this point, the Ottomans were at the height of their naval power, controlling much of the Mediterranean. Venice, however, had forged alliances with Spain and the Papal States, forming the Holy League, a last-ditch effort to curb Ottoman dominance at sea. The two fleets met off the coast of Greece, where the largest naval battle of the Renaissance would take place. The air was thick with tension as Venetian galleys and Ottoman ships collided in a violent storm of cannon fire and combat. Though the Holy League emerged victorious, it was a Pyrrhic victory for Venice. While Lepanto halted Ottoman naval expansion for a time, it did little to curb the empire's influence. The Ottomans quickly rebuilt their fleet, and Venice, despite the triumph, was left weakened, slowly losing its grip on Mediterranean trade. Yet, as much as Venice and the Ottomans were rivals on the battlefield, they were inseparable in the marketplace. Even after centuries of conflict, the two empires needed each other. Venice, now weakened, increasingly relied on Ottoman trade routes and markets to maintain its prosperity, while the Ottomans saw Venice as a crucial conduit for goods flowing into Europe. This uneasy relationship lasted into the 17th century, but the golden age of Venice was fading. The rise of new European powers, such as Spain and Portugal, had shifted trade routes to the Atlantic, bypassing the old Mediterranean centers. For the Ottomans, their own internal struggles and the growing power of European states would eventually pull them into decline. But the legacy of Venice and the Ottoman Empire, two powers that once ruled the seas, remains a testament to the enduring interplay between commerce, diplomacy, and war. Reflecting on this fascinating relationship, we must ask, was their rivalry simply a matter of power, or was it a complex entanglement of economic survival and ambition? The story of Venice and the Ottoman Empire is a reminder of the delicate balance between cooperation and conflict, trade and war, diplomacy and conquest. As we look back on their intertwined histories, we see that the quest for power and wealth is often fraught with contradictions, where enemies can be allies and rivals can share the same table. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the annals of Venetian-Ottoman relations. If you found this story as captivating as I did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to Ancient Perspectives for more riveting tales from the past. What do you think? Were Venice and the Ottomans destined for conflict, or was their partnership a necessary compromise? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, let the lessons of history guide your understanding of the present.